Welcome to the Folktale Project. This is Dan Scholes. This week I'm bringing you 3 new stories of autumn from the Topaz Storybook. Stories and legends of autumn, Halloween, and Thanksgiving compiled by Ada and Eleanor Skinner. And I've read stories from this collection before, and I really do enjoy them. This, in particular, these stories, reminded me a lot of early fall. This first story is, well, it's a tale of a pumpkin who is, as the title says, rather discontented. This is The Discontented Pumpkin. Jack Frost visited Farmer Crane's field one night, and the next morning the gold of the pumpkins shone more brilliantly than ever through their silver coverings. "It's of no use," said one large pumpkin to another lying beside it. "It is of no use. I was never made to be cut up for pumpkin pies. I feel I was put here for something higher." "Why, what do you mean?" said the other. "You never seemed dissatisfied before. You quite take my breath away." "Well, to tell you the truth, I do not like the thought of being cut up and served on a table like an ordinary pumpkin. See how large I am, and what a glorious color. Tell me, did you ever see a pumpkin more beautiful?" "You are beautiful, indeed, but I never thought of being made for anything but pies. Do tell me of what other use one can be." "Well, I have always thought that I am not like the other pumpkins in this field, and when Farmer Crane pointed me out as the finest one he had, I heard him say, 'That would be a fine one for a fair.' It was not till then that I really knew for what I was intended." "I do remember," answered the other. "Yes, I do remember hearing about some pumpkins being taken to a county fair once, but I never heard how they liked it. As for myself, I should be proud to be made into delicious pies and served on a beautiful plate." "How can you be satisfied with that, though? But there is Farmer Crane now. He's gathering some of the smaller pumpkins to make pies with, I think." "Perhaps he knows best what you're made for," answered the other. Farmer Crane was soon at their side and was looking from one to the other. "What fine pies they will make! I'd better take them now, I think," he said, and they were quickly added to the golden heap already on the wagon. How happy they all were, all but one that lay on the top of the large pile. "It is hard to be thrown in with these ordinary pumpkins. If I could only slip off by myself, perhaps there is at least a place at the bottom of the wagon where I can be alone." It was a long way from the top of the pile to the bed of the wagon, but it was very little trouble to slip away from the rest. It would only take a second, and then he could be away from the others. But alas, the discontented pumpkin slipped a little too far, and I'm sorry to say soon lay on the frozen ground a shattered heap. "Dear me," said the pumpkins in one breath. "See, that fine fellow has slipped off and is broken to pieces. What a feast the cows and pigs will have!" "It is too bad," said one. "And he was so anxious to be taken to a fair," said another. "Hurrah for the tiny seed! Hurrah for the flower and vine! Hurrah for the golden pumpkin, yellow and plump and fine! But better than all beginnings, sure nobody can deny, is the end of the whole procession, this glorious pumpkin pie." And that is The Discontented Pumpkin, the story of a pumpkin that really just doesn't feel like he should be a pie. He feels that he is better than a pumpkin pie, which is quite silly because, truthfully, there are few things better than a pumpkin pie, spiced and waiting after a long autumn day. This is Dan Scholes for the Folktale Project. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, anywhere you like to get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at Folktale Project. You can find us on Auto Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen. You can even find us now over at Audible, where you listen to all of your audiobooks. You can find the Folktale Project. And of course, you can always head over to folktaleproject.com, where you'll find a new story waiting for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As always, thank you so much for listening.